Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I just got back from seeing Frozen 2. It's finally here after 6 long years of waiting. Frozen 2 has finally been released today. And I got up early this morning to go on the bus to see it and everything. I was planning on trying to see it at the first showing at 9:15, but I didn't make it in time, so I had to see it at the 10 o'clock showing. But man, this movie was amazing. It is a really, really good sequel, which I was really worried about this movie because Disney Animation Studios has done sequels and everything. They've, aside from like the direct-to-video sequels, which is from Disney Toon Studios, but the Disney Animation Studios have only done like a handful of sequels. Like they did The Rescuers Down Under, which to me wasn't as good as the original. Fantasia 2000, which I did think was a really good sequel. Not quite as good as the original, but still a good sequel. And then 2011's Winnie the Pooh, which is a sequel to The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I thought that one was pretty good. Not as good as the original, but it was still a good one. And of course, last year's Ralph Breaks the Internet, which I was highly disappointed in, and everything. And it made my disappointment with that movie made me really worried that Frozen 2 wasn't going to live up to the first one, because like Wreck-It Ralph, I love the first Frozen movie. Like I said in my review for the first one. But they did a really, really great job with this sequel. It really expands the world of Frozen and everything. I love that about this movie. We get to see different parts of this world that we didn't see in the first one. Like they go to this enchanted forest and everything. That's pretty much what this movie is about. Is they go to this enchanted forest that their parents had told them about as kids, and they're trying to unlock the mystery of this curse that was put on the forest and everything, and also learn about Elsa's powers and stuff, why she has these powers and everything. And we do get to learn about why she has the powers and everything. And that's really all I'm going to say about the plot of this movie, because I really do want to keep this spoiler free, because this movie just came out and everything. But that's not really giving anything away if you've seen the trailers. That's just pretty much what the plot is. And this movie was a really fun time and everything. I had a total blast with it. I think I enjoyed it just as much as the first movie, if not more. I like that each of the characters from the first movie really get their own time to shine and everything. Anna and Elsa get a lot more screen time together than they did in the first movie and everything. And they also have their own times to shine away from each other and everything. I really love that about this movie. The one thing I would say is a little bit of a negative for me is that Anna and Kristoff don't have a lot of scenes together. They're not in this movie. They're not in the scenes and stuff together as much as they were in the first movie and everything, which was one of the things I loved about the first one. But I do still love. Kristoff has his own little story arc going, and I love his story arc too and everything. Olaf is hilarious again. I think I liked him a little bit more in this one than I did the last one. He's like, in this movie, he's kind of at that stage where he's trying to learn his feelings and stuff, and he's like excited about growing up and everything. So, because I mean, technically in this movie, he's only like 3 years old, because this movie takes place 3 years after the first movie. So he's still technically like a 3-year-old, or he's like 3 years old, but he is a lot smarter than most 3-year-olds, of course. But he has, like, there's a bunch of stuff in here where he does that. Like, there's this one part in the movie that reminded me of Shrek 2 when they're going to Far, Far Away, and Donkey won't shut up the entire way, and he gets on Shrek's nerves. There's the part when they're like heading towards the forest. There's like a little montage, and Olaf is shouting out all these different fun facts and everything, and you can tell he's getting on all the other characters' nerves. I thought it was hilarious, but it reminded me of Shrek 2. And a lot of those fun facts, if they're actually really true facts, I think that was actually pretty cool learning some of those. I don't know if it's true or not, though, on a lot of them. And one of the main ones is that has a really big part of the movie. I'm not going to talk about what it is, but I wonder if that really is true. I don't know. Kind of wouldn't make sense for it to be true, but if you've seen the movie, you know what one I'm referring to. But there are new characters in here, but really and truly, they don't really do a lot in this movie. The newer characters don't really add much to the movie and everything. They're just kind of, they're there, but they're interesting, but they don't really do anything. They don't have anything really to do, that much to do with the story and everything, but they're alright. And as far as the songs go, I think that this one has a lot of really good songs in this movie. I like all of them. My favorite one is Lost in the Woods, which is the Kristoff song. I love that one, and I love the song that some of the ones Anna sings, or the one that's at the beginning of the movie, they all sing together. Some things never change, or something like that. I love that song. And Into the Unknown, which is the one that's been marketed a lot, that they're saying is going to be the next Let It Go. I really do like that one too. And I also like the other one that Elsa sings called Show Yourself and everything. I think that one would, to me, has more of a chance of being the new Let It Go than Into the Unknown, but I don't really know. And then Olaf has a new song called When I Grow Up, or something like, or When I Get Older. Yeah, I didn't care for that one near as much as his song from the first one, In Summer, but kind of like In Summer, it doesn't really have anything to do with the story. It's just kind of in there and everything. It's an okay song and everything, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's not one that's is memorable. And then, yeah, there's a song that I thought was going to be in the movie that they have on YouTube that I guess is from the deluxe edition soundtrack. That it's like a song that's not in the movie. It says on there that it was an outtake song, so I'm guessing that means it was one that was originally planned, but they ended up not having it in there, called Get This Right, which is a duet between Anna and Kristoff that I really, really liked. I've been listening to it a lot, and it's been stuck in my head for the last 2 or 3 days, ever since they put it on YouTube and everything. And I was really disappointed that wasn't in the movie. I didn't realize that it wasn't going to be in there, and then when I re-looked at it and it said the outtake, I was like, okay, that makes sense now why it's not in there and everything. But it would have been kind of hard to fit it in there anyway, but I would have loved to have it in there, because that song is really, really catchy and everything. And I do want to get the soundtrack, and I hope that it'll be on there and everything. It might be on like the deluxe edition though, I'm not sure, but yeah, all of the songs and stuff in here. And Christoph Beck's score in this movie is amazing. It's like 100 times better than his score for the first movie. I liked his score a lot in the first one, but it has like a really epic feel to it in different parts of the movie and everything. And there's like some really stunning animation in here too, especially with the horse that's in the water that they show in the commercials and everything. So it doesn't really spoil anything. That Elsa rides like and everything. It's really awesome looking and everything. And like I said, the animation is just really great too. It's just a really, really good movie and everything. If you're a fan of the first Frozen, I'm sure you're gonna like this a lot. I know probably there's gonna be some that are gonna love it more than the first, some that are gonna say it's not as good as the first, and some that probably hate the first one just because of how much they've had to see it because they were kids and stuff, so they're probably dreading this movie. But I really enjoy this movie. I really hope that this one gets as much critical acclaim and stuff as the first one did from, or love from the fans and stuff. I mean, because I think this is a really, really good movie and everything. And while it doesn't leave off where they need to make Frozen 3 and everything, I would totally welcome it as long as they get Jennifer Lee and Chris Buck to come back and direct it, and Jennifer Lee to write it, because she returned to write the movie too. If they get them to return, I think that a third one would be awesome. But if they don't make a third one, it's cool too, because this was a really good sequel that doesn't have to have a third. They don't have to make the third movie, but if they do, it would be awesome. Everything, which, I mean, the first movie really didn't have to have a sequel either, but I'm glad they did, because it kind of answers questions that the first movie made and stuff that didn't really make sense and stuff. They answer those questions in this movie, and I really like that about it and everything. So I'm gonna give Frozen 2 a 9.5 out of 10. I really love this movie and everything. I can't wait to see it again. I almost saw it a second time today. Right after I saw it the first time, I almost went ahead and went and just bought me another ticket and went in again, but I decided to go ahead and wait. But I'll probably see this again here in the next few weeks. I might do a spoiler review after I give it a rewatch and everything, but yeah, so Frozen 2 is just, it's a great movie. It exceeded my expectations and everything, because I was not expecting to enjoy this movie as much as I did. I had high hopes that I would like it and everything, but I didn't think that I was going to love it like I do and everything. It's a really, really great movie, and easily one of the best of the year and everything, and probably my second favorite animated movie of the year, only behind Toy Story 4. But anyway, if you've seen Frozen 2, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and what's your favorite song in the movie. I personally, like I said, my favorite I think is Lost in the Woods. I also like I said, the song at the beginning of it, Some Things Never Change. I love that song too. But those are my two favorite songs, so let me know in the comments what your favorite song from this movie is. And if you've heard the song Get This Right that's on YouTube, let me know what you think of that song, and if you wish that it would have been in the movie too. I wish it would have, but I understand why it was cut, because really the way the movie's made, it didn't fit in. There wouldn't have been anywhere to put it where it would have made sense to the story and everything. But let me know in the comments what you think of Frozen 2, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.